Welcome to Storytellers, and this next song, little ditty, is entitled American Idiot.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new me. Hey, can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mind, America. Welcome to a new kind of tension across the alien nation. Everything is meant to be okay. The television dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones who live to follow. For that thing that's who are you? Well, maybe I'm the America. I'm not a part of a redneck agenda. Now everybody to the public and they sing along to the age of paranoia. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation. Everything is meant to be okay. Television dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones who let it follow. For that's enough to argue. Don't wanna be an American idiot or a nation controlled by the media. Information age of hysteria. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation. Everything is meant to be okay. Television dreams of tomorrow. We're not the ones who live to follow. For that's enough to argue.
So, do you guys think anyone who voted for Bush is an American idiot?
No, I mean, just a misinformed idiot. So, it's,
Good answer.
you know. This next song's called Jesus of Suburbia.
On the sun of Rachel Love, the Jesus of Suburbia, the Bible of the Rumsey above, on the steady dying of Southern Paparoula. No one ever died for my sins, and now, as far as I can tell, these are ones I got away with, and there's something wrong with
question about a song lyric in Jesus of Suburbia. When you mentioned the moms and Brads, I was wondering if the name Brad was a personal reference to something or why you said that instead of dads.
We sort of are definitely in a generation of people that come from broken homes, you know. So it's, and people sort of refer to their parents also on a first name basis nowadays.
At the center of the earth, in the parking lot of the Southern Eleven where I was on. The mother was shot so high. His legs on his right hand is the wedding shame, 'cause everyone's heart doesn't beat the same. Beating on the time. Swear the dead at the end of another lost highway. Time's misleading to nowhere. Swear the dead lost shouted at it, but it's too late. No one really seems to care. I read the graffiti in the bathrooms all like the holy scriptures of a shopping mall. So it seemed to confess. It didn't say much, but it only confirmed that the center of the earth is the end of the world. And I can really care less. Swear the dead at the end of another lost highway. Time's misleading to nowhere. Swear the dead lost shouted at it, but it's too late. No one really seems to care. I don't care if you don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't care. I don't care if you don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't care. I don't care if you don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't care. I don't care if you don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't care. I don't care. Everyone's so foolish, born and raised by hypocrites. A tricycle but never saved, from the cradle to the grave. Where the kids of war and peace, from LA to the Middle East. Where are the stories and disciples of the Jesus of Suburbia? And the name for me, and they don't believe in me. And the name for me, and they don't believe. I don't care. 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 Dearly beloved, are you listening? I can't remember a word that you were saying. Are we demented or am I teased? The space is in between insane and insecure. Brothers and sisters, get those hands up in the air. Was there a beacon? Please fill a void. Am I retarded or am I just unemployed? Nobody's perfect and I stand accused, for lack of a better word, and that's my to kiss. And I leave behind this hurricane of your eyes. And I love this line a million hours, get times, but not this time. Here we are.
Jesus Suburbia took a long time, you know. I mean, we were driving back because we were in the studio just up in Oakland, and I don't know. The only thing I can think of is, holy I can't believe we just made this thing. And there was this fear that was like, oh man, you can't. There's no looking back now.
I don't feel any shame, I won't apologize when there ain't nowhere you can go. Running away from pain when we've been victimized. Tales from another broken.
We'll do Kerplunk will be the next time we do a Storytellers.
With a song like Holiday especially, we've opened a dialogue with, you know, certain people, and the record really, you know, there's a conscious thing throughout the record, and that is it's, you know, it's speaking from an individual standpoint. It's not pointing fingers necessarily, but it's direct though.
The song is not anti-American. It's anti-war. Every sound of the falling rain coming down like an Armageddon flame. The shame, the ones who died without a name. Every dog telling out of key to a hymn called faith and misery. And plead the company lost so oriented. But they too dream and different from the hollow lies. This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. On holiday. Every time running out of time, another protester has crossed the line. To find the money's on the other side. Brothers and sisters, can I get another amen? There's a fire wrapped around a score of men. A gag, a plastic bag on a monument. What makes you dreaming different from the hollow lies? This is the dawning of the rest of our lives. One holiday. Hey!
With the sort of escalated censorship that's been going on lately, also, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to lay down and roll over and be safe and put something out that won't, you know, no one have any question about being safe, or are you going to stick your neck out and, you know, let them bleep out what they want to bleep out and say what's supposed to be said? So that's Green Day style.
The representative of California now has a floor. See cards of the president gasping. Bombs away as your punishment. Pulverizing Eiffel Towers. Or criticize your government.
when people were hearing this album, they were saying Dixie Chicks a lot. And we're just kind of laughing, going, "Yeah, you're telling us that the main, political objectors right now are the Dixie Chicks. I think it's great for them. I mean, speak your mind, and God bless them, But hey, we got if that's where the buck stops, then we got to change the rules a little bit."
Hey guys, I was wondering if Boulevard of Broken Dreams is a real place.
Well, the title comes from, there's an old James Dean photo where he's walking in New York, and he's in a just underneath it says Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It's a great photo of him. So that's where I sort of nicked the title from, and yeah, it's a real place in my heart, man. There's this road. It's just going right up here. It's going past my nipple.
Tire tracks all over it.
Yeah, skid marks on my heart.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, when the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk on. My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shadow wants the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge and where I walk alone. Read between the lines of what's up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs and know I'm still alive, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk on. My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shadow wants the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk.
A song like Boulevard of Broken Dreams is a completely different kind of song. I think it sort of scared us a little bit, but at the same time it came very natural in a very inspired place. So a song like that, it's like anytime you're doing something that makes you nervous and makes you, but makes you feel like you're making new ground. I think that's what, that's when you're onto something that's not only, the next step, but it's something that's probably great,
I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, when the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk out. My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shadow wants the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone.
my friend St. Jimmy.
Starry nights, city lights coming down over me. Skyscrapers, stargazers in my head. Are we are the way unknown. This dirty town is burning out in my dreams. Lost and found, city bound in my dreams. And screaming, oh we are the way. And screaming, oh we are the way. Look at me lunch, second thoughts live in isolation. That's our tales, fairy tales in my mind. Are we are the winning unknown. The rachel of story of my life. The Jesus of suburbia is like and screaming, oh we are the way. And screaming, oh we are the way unknown. Oh we are the way. And screaming, oh we are the way unknown. Oh we are the way unknown. St. Jimmy's coming down across the alleyway, up on the boulevard like a skip gun on parade. Lights off the silhouette, reads a subordinate, coming at you on the count of ones. My name is Jimmy and you better know it out. Says I come and I'll let your mama talk about. King of the voices, tell me to represent. Let me know when I'm playing on the savage band. I'm the pension side of the denial. That's an angel, raising a taste for suicidal. fucking weirdo.
I'm wondering if Jesus Suburbia is the same as St. Jimmy, like he's having a schizophrenic type of a thing. Is he the same person?
I think the original thought was that it was kind of the same person. It could be two different people. I don't know. I mean, it just, St. Jimmy's that. I love St. Jimmy. I mean, he's pretty cool, and he's pretty sexy, But it's he's. I don't know. It's sort of part of a split personality that I think a lot of people have, and it's sort of they just get disconnected from themselves a little bit and maybe follow a self-destructive path, and I think St. Jimmy sort of symbolizes that,
The song's called Novacaine.
Take away the sensation inside. Bittersweet migraine in my head. It's like the foreign toothache of the mind. I can't take this feeling anymore. Blame the pressure from the swelling. The sensation's overwhelming. Get me alone, kiss goodnight. Everything will be alright. Tell me that I won't feel a thing. Give me Novacaine. And out of mind. Kiss the demons out of my dreams. I get the funny feeling that's alright. Jimmy says it's better than air. I'll tell you why. Drain the pressure from the swelling. The sensation's overwhelming. Give me all a kiss goodnight, and everything will be alright. Tell me that I won't feel a thing. Give me Novacaine. Oh, Novacaine. From the swelling. The sensation's overwhelming. Give me all a kiss tonight, and everything will be alright. Tell me, Jimmy, I won't feel a thing. Give me Novacaine. She's a rebel, she's a saint, she's a salt of the earth, and she's dangerous. She's a rebel, vigilante, missing link on the brink of destruction.
what I really want to know is, which one of you has a Grammy? Where is it? What are you doing with it?
Actually, the Grammys is like one of the only things that they give us all a Grammy, which is to their credit.
They give you dummy Grammys at first. So the first thing you do is you're like walking off with this trophy, you're like, yes, and then all of a sudden,
Whoop, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Everybody's holding the same Grammy on TV.
This is for Alicia Keys next. Sorry. Like, ooh, she's gonna win, huh?
So it's like getting your diploma then.
Yeah, pretty much. If I knew what that was like. I think that the true hero of the whole record is the Whatsername character. You know, she's a person that never really, wanes. You know, she never like falls from grace. Really, she's the one that kind of stuck to her beliefs, and sort of left all the bullshit behind. So it's I don't know. I guess that's typical, I guess. I don't know.
She's a rock.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. She's an extraordinary girl in an ordinary world, and she can't seem to get away. He lacks the courage in his mind, like a child left behind, like a peddler in the rain. She's all alone again, wiping the tears on her eyes. Some days he feels like dying. She gets so sick of crying. So sick of crying. She's all alone again, wiping the tears from her eyes. Some days he feels like dying, some days it's not worth trying. Now that they both are fighting, she gets so sick of crying. She's an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl, an extraordinary girl.
The different structures in this record that we really wanted to go for is like, if we're writing about characters, then I think a lot of the highs and the lows and the structural shifts of gears and stuff have to be like real life. They got to really affect you. rock and roll has always been an educational source for us, whether it's punk rock or rock and roll or anything, and it's always taught us to be dangerous and to ask questions and be individuals.
When September Ends is a really beautiful song, and even though it's sad, since it addresses, you know, your father's passing away, and it also makes people think of 9/11, it still gives me like this hopeful, inspiring type of feeling. So I was wondering what you were thinking when you're writing this song.
You know, I know that song. I mean, if there's one song that kind of veers away from the story of the album a little bit, it's that one. So it's just a personal thing. I mean, I've never really tackled an issue about, it's like, you know, singing about my father or anything like that. So, excuse me.
This is God. Don't talk about that song. This is God. I will smite you. I will tackle this issue.
So it's just, you know, it's one of those songs. You know, it's hard to sing, but you know, definitely therapeutic.
Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass. 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Spring began. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the skies, drenched in my pain again. We got me who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass.
a song like Homecoming is like to come back to your hometown and find all these things, and or else it couldn't be something else. It could be you could find your home might be a mental institution or prison or something like that, which that could be someone's home, but it's
a reflective ending. I mean, it definitely is. It's open-ended, and we wanted it like that for a reason, I think, because I think as individuals or as the characters in the book, people are just, they don't know. You don't know until it's over.
My heart is beating from me. I'm standing all alone. Please come me early if you are coming home. Wasting another year flies by. Wasting 9 on 2. marching down the street, like a desperation murmur of a heartbeat, coming back from the edge of town, underneath their feet. The time has come and it's going nowhere. Nobody ever said that life was fair. Now, go-karts and guns or churches, they will bear in the summer heat. The world is spinning round and round, out of control again. The struggle will run till the fear of breaking down. So send my love a letter from the beds that may in hell, where all was going. Home, we're coming home again. Home, we're coming home again. I started fucking running as soon as my feet touched ground. We're back in Suburbia, between you and me, that Chico town, that's home. We're coming home again. Home, 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 we're coming home again. We're coming home again. We're coming home
People say, can rock and roll change things? Well, I think it can. If it changes your mindset for 1 second or makes you question anything, then yes, I think so.
Yeah, moves mountains. The Whatsername character tells, Jesus St. Jimmy, what they, what they don't want to hear, but inevitably that's what they were going for to begin with. And that's the whole twist of the whole thing.
Thought I ran into you down on the street. Then it turned out to only be a dream. I made a point to burn all of the photographs. She went away and then I took a different path. I remember the face, but I can't recall the name. Now I wonder how what's her name has been. Seems that she disappeared without a trace. Did she ever marry? Oh, what's his face? I made a point to burn all of the photographs. She went away and then I took a different path. I remember Bye.